Hi, I'm Dave Nicholson. I'm with Tuscan Stoneworks, and today I'm going to show you how to apply Tuscan plaster. I'm going to show you two different techniques, real simple techniques to make a really smooth finish and a Venetian finish, which is kind of a marble look, and how simple that is. I'm going to start off with showing you how to mix the material up and just kind of going through some of the things that I do. We've already pre-weighed up my water, 9 pounds. But you can go a little more, a little less. You mix it up to what your plasterers think their consistency, what they're going to like. And so you don't always have to go with the 9 pounds, but you want to make it so where, hey, that's what they like, and they're going to tell their laborers mix it this way. As long as you make sure you make it consistent every time. I'll take my weighed up water and I'll put a portion of it in my mixing bucket, and our color packs come in dissolvable bags, and so if you pick a color from one of our selections, it comes in there and you just throw it in the water and it'll dissolve. And in this technique, what I'm showing you is, if any of you have done plaster before, the starburst that you get from iron oxides, we're going to kind of show you how to kind of dissolve that even more. And water doesn't necessarily dissolve the iron and blend in there, it's pulverizing. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take the mix and we're going to add a little bit and try and make a dry mix. And in that dry mix, we're going to pulverize that a little bit before we add the rest of the water and the rest of the plaster to try to get those iron oxides to blend out a little bit better. Normally you see the top of your bag, but in each one of these bags is an admixture bag. And I want you to see that today, and I want you to understand what's in there, because I've had some clients call and they go, hey, this doesn't spread very well, and then they tell me what they did. They'll weigh out so much material, and the thing is that in every bag, we have an admixture bag. We want to make sure exactly the right amount of materials get in that bag. So in that bag, it needs to make sure it goes in there, or else it will not act the way it will when you mix a whole bag. So we'll start from the bottom. We'll find that admixture bag here in a minute, and there we go. It's just another water dissolvable bag. Another key thing you want to do is you almost want to have your laborers pull this out and inspect it every time. This one's very good shape. You can tell the powder that's in the bag. The other thing about that is if these bags, you'll see on there, you need to store these in a dry, cool place. And if you don't, what can happen is if the heat gets up really hot and this gets to the surface of the bag, this could turn to a gel form. Now, and then when it cools, it'll harden, which is okay. All you have to do is throw it in the microwave, heat it up, and it'll soften. It works no problem. But you want to make sure they do that, because if they just put it in there in a hard form, you'll get chunks in your plaster, and you'll get mad, and you'll call me and you'll say, what's going on? So make sure that admixture bag is in good shape. If not, heat it up, make sure it's soft before you throw it in, and you'll be fine. Now my drill, today I'm going to use an MTX paddle, and one of the reasons I'm going to use that is because if I get a dry mix with a big traditional paddle, it tends to tear, puts a lot of heat into the material. And all I'm trying to do is pulverize that mix. You'll see it's kind of dry enough that, but as I mix it, it starts getting in there and it starts becoming a ball. And as it does that, it starts pulverizing those iron oxides. And you mix it up so it becomes one big ball. You know you're getting there when the material sits on your drill like that. You're getting close. I'll take my margin, scrape down my side. So if you really want to get rid of those starbursts as best possible, you really want this to blend it pretty good and get to work in. I think I've worked it enough now that I'm going to add my admixture bag. At the same time, I'm going to add the rest of my water. I'm just going to hold back just a bit, just to see how I like my mix when I get final. And then I can add my last water at the end, knowing how much I started with, and if I use it, if I don't, I'll reweigh it and know what the difference is. And what's nice about this blade as well is you've noticed material doesn't fly all over the place, and if you get a real dry mix, it'll just keep blending away until it softens it up. Now I'm going to add my water, take it to my consistency. Still going to hold back just a little bit. It's getting about where I like it. I want to just make it nice and creamy and get the mix so it's nice and spreadable. Looking pretty good. Clean on my edges again. About where I like it. I just put it on my margin. It just wants to come right up there. Nice, creamy, airy mix. The mix is really light when it goes on. Now that mixture bag is why it's so important. Two things that it does. One, today we're going to show you going over drywall, but you can put this over stucco, cement, anything you like. What it does, it keeps it from blistering. Those of you who put on plaster finishes before know that you take your first stroke, normally it sucks the moisture out. It just wants to peel if you work it, you only got to wait on it. The admixture bag is real crucial in here. It's what keeps the material on the wall. And it's one of the reasons we put that in there and make it user-friendly, so you can get back on it sooner and have to wait for it to take up, put that extra coat on there. I'm going to finish up mixing up here.